Have you ever considered the role of optimism in achieving success? It is a powerful question, isn't it? Let's dive into it, shall we? Imagine you're at the starting line of a race. You're surrounded by competitors, the air is filled with anticipation, and the finish line is just a distant blur. Now, in that moment, what do you think will fuel your run? Is it the strength of your legs, the capacity of your lungs, or perhaps is it something more intangible, something that resides within the confines of your mind? That, dear listeners, is the power of optimism. Optimism is like a beacon of light that guides us through the darkest tunnels. It's the unwavering belief in our capabilities, the relentless hope for a better tomorrow, and the undying confidence that we can overcome any obstacle thrown our way. Optimism isn't about ignoring the challenges or sugarcoating the hardships. It's about embracing them, understanding them, and then believing that we can surmount them. It's about viewing the glass as half full rather than half empty. The role of optimism in achieving success is incredibly profound. It's the driving force that propels us forward. It's the fire that keeps our passion burning, and it's the resilience that helps us bounce back from failures. Optimism is the compass that directs us towards our goals, even when the journey is fraught with difficulties. Personal success stories are a testament to this power of optimism. From entrepreneurs who started from scratch and built empires, to athletes who overcame injuries and won championships, their stories are a compelling narrative of how optimism can turn dreams into reality. They've faced the storms, braved the odds, and emerged victorious, all thanks to their optimistic outlook. Now you might be thinking, how can I harness this power of optimism? Well, let's get to that. In the following scenes, we'll delve into the science behind optimism, we'll hear inspiring success stories, and we'll learn about practical ways to cultivate optimism in our daily lives. So buckle up and prepare yourself for an enlightening journey into the world of optimism. It's time to explore how a positive mindset can change your life. Optimism isn't just a feel-good ideology, it has a basis in science. Let's explore how this positive outlook impacts our brains and bodies and how it can lead to better health and performance. When we approach life with optimism, we're doing more than just putting on a happy face. We're actually triggering a cascade of positive effects in our brain. Optimism activates the prefrontal cortex, the region involved in decision-making and social behavior. This activation leads to increased problem-solving abilities, improved social interactions, and an enhanced capacity to cope with stress. Now, let's dive a bit deeper. When we're optimistic, our brains produce more dopamine, a neurotransmitter associated with feelings of pleasure and reward. This dopamine rush not only makes us feel good, but also motivates us to pursue and achieve our goals. And the benefits of optimism don't stop at the brain. Optimism also has a profound impact on our physical health. A study published in the American Journal of Epidemiology found that people who maintain a positive outlook are more likely to live longer than their pessimistic counterparts. Optimists have lower levels of inflammation, better immune responses, and faster recovery times after surgery or illness. Moreover, optimism can boost our performance. A Harvard Business Review study revealed that salespeople who were optimistic outsold their pessimistic colleagues by a whopping 27%. Optimism fuels resilience, enabling us to bounce back from setbacks, persist in the face of obstacles, and ultimately achieve our goals. But let's be clear, optimism doesn't mean ignoring reality or glossing over problems. It's about expecting the best possible outcome, even while acknowledging the challenges. It's about believing in our capacity to adapt, grow, and make a positive difference. As we move forward, remember that optimism isn't a trait that you either have or don't have. It's a mindset that can be cultivated, nurtured, and grown. It's a lens through which we can choose to see the world, and it's a choice that can lead to tangible scientific benefits. As you can see, optimism isn't just about feeling good, it can actually make you healthier and more successful. Let's dive into a real-life example of the power of optimism. Picture an entrepreneur. Let's call her Sarah. Sarah had a dream to start her own business, a bakery that would serve her community with the freshest and most delicious pastries. She didn't have a lot of capital, just enough for a tiny store and a handful of ingredients to start with. Many people told her it was too risky. that the odds were stacked against her. But Sarah was not deterred. She was optimistic. She believed in her ability to create something special, something people would love. And so she pushed forward, baking day and night, offering free samples to passers-by and slowly building a customer base. There were days when the challenges seemed insurmountable. The oven broke down, a big bakery chain opened nearby, her funds were dwindling. But every time she faced a setback, she chose to see it as an opportunity. When the oven broke, she used the downtime to experiment with new recipes. When the chain bakery opened, she focused on personalizing her service, making each customer feel special. And when her funds were low, she got creative, hosting baking classes and selling homemade baking kits. Sarah's optimism didn't just help her weather the storm, it propelled her forward. It motivated her to find solutions, to innovate, to grow. Her bakery thrived, not in spite of the challenges, but because of them. Today, her bakery is a beloved local institution, a testament to her hard work, determination, and unfaltering optimism. Sarah's story isn't unique. There are countless entrepreneurs who have harnessed the power of optimism to overcome adversity and achieve their dreams. Their optimism doesn't blind them to the realities of their situation. Instead, it illuminates the path forward, revealing opportunities where others see only obstacles. This story shows us that optimism can be the driving force behind success. It's not about ignoring the challenges, but about believing in your ability to overcome them. It's about seeing the potential for growth in every setback, about turning obstacles into stepping stones. Remember Sarah's story and let it inspire you to approach your own journey with unwavering optimism. Here's another story of triumph thanks to optimism. Picture this: a rising star in the world of athletics, a beacon of potential, suddenly struck by a career-threatening injury. The prognosis? Months of grueling rehabilitation and an uncertain future in the sport they love. But this athlete was not about to be defeated. They were an optimist. In the face of adversity, they chose to focus on the silver lining. Yes, they were injured, but they saw this as an opportunity to learn, to grow, and to come back stronger. They had a vision of themselves not just healed, but better than ever. They trusted in their ability to overcome, and they held on to that vision with unwavering optimism. During the long, arduous hours of rehab, they could have easily given in to despair, but they didn't. They chose to believe in their potential. They chose to remain hopeful. They chose to see each painful step as a journey towards their goal. They understood that the path to success isn't always smooth. It's filled with ups and downs, twists and turns, but they knew that the destination was worth the journey. They turned their optimism into motivation. Each day they worked tirelessly, pushing their limits, embracing the pain, celebrating the smallest victories. They saw each setback as a setup for a comeback. They were not just healing, they were growing, evolving, becoming stronger, mentally, emotionally, and physically. And guess what? They did make a comeback. They returned to their sport, not just as the athlete they were before the injury, but as a better version of themselves. They defied the odds, and their story became a testament to the power of optimism. As we can see, optimism can turn even the direst situations into opportunities for growth. Our athlete's story is a powerful reminder that a positive mindset can help us overcome life's greatest challenges. It's not about ignoring reality or pretending that everything's perfect. It's about choosing to remain hopeful, choosing to see the possibilities, choosing to believe in our potential, and most importantly, choosing to never give up no matter what. Now that we understand the power of optimism, how can we cultivate it in our own lives? You might be asking, well, it's not a secret recipe, but a journey of small, consistent steps that anyone can take. Firstly, let's talk about gratitude. Gratitude is a seed that grows into the tree of optimism. It's about acknowledging the good in your life, no matter how small or insignificant it may seem. You can start by keeping a gratitude journal, jotting down 3 things you're grateful for each day. It's a simple practice, but over time, you'll find that it shifts your focus from what's wrong to what's right in your life. Next, try focusing on solutions rather than problems. It's easy to get caught up in the whirlwind of problems and challenges. But here's a fun twist. Instead of concentrating on the obstacles, focus on the solutions. When a problem arises, ask yourself, What can I do about this? You'll be surprised how this shift in perspective can spark creativity and optimism. Another important aspect of cultivating optimism is maintaining a positive social network. Surround yourself with people who lift you up, inspire you, and encourage you to be your best self. These individuals will not only support you in times of struggle, but they'll also celebrate your victories, both big and small. Don't forget, optimism isn't about ignoring the negative, it's about choosing to see the potential for positive outcomes, even in the face of adversity. It's about believing that you have the power to shape your own destiny. And lastly, remember that optimism is a muscle. The more you exercise it, the stronger it becomes. So start today. Embrace gratitude, focus on solutions, and surround yourself with positivity. Remember, optimism isn't just a trait, it's a mindset that you can cultivate to drive your own success. So let's roll up our sleeves and get started on building a brighter, more optimistic future. After all, it's not just about achieving success, it's about enjoying the journey.